podcaster. There's rentable space for you here. And today we are launching the podcast Acoustic Alternatives instead of the Grove Sessions Takeovers with John Bommarito. Today it's going to be Acoustic Alternatives, much like the radio program that I used to do many years ago when I was at WHFR in Dearborn, and the video program that I'm currently doing, putting together a YouTube playlist for fans of my previous radio program. It's filling the gap. And yeah, today it's an Acoustic Alternatives podcast, so I'm glad to have a guest here. And as I mentioned in the first attempt at this, I discovered Grace in a print magazine. We're going to put that back up again. This is a print magazine that came to my home called The Rock, Plymouth's news and lifestyle magazine. And I'm happy to welcome Grace Rembinski to the Grove Studio Sessions Acoustic Alternatives. Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Again. Kind of again, anyway. What you couldn't hear when my microphone wasn't working properly, because I make mistakes. Grace is a Canton, Michigan resident, a student at the Plymouth Canton Educational Park. At least she should be, because people aren't actually in the school. I mean, some of the teachers are there, but not you guys yet. Next semester, maybe?
Hopefully, I never thought I'd be saying hopefully, but hopefully.
But it's your senior year, and you're supposed to be doing cool things, right?
I know.
And these cool things aren't happening. The pandemic makes things tough, for sure. Grace, as I also mentioned earlier, is the kind of girl who would sing a Lady Gaga cover while wearing a Johnny Cash t-shirt. This is something you can prove by checking out her YouTube page, because that's where I found that out. Undefinable sound, really. Beautiful voice, and I'm happy to have her here today. And we're going to start with a song. What would you like to do first as a first song?
I think I'm going to do Baby Can I Hold You by Tracy Chapman.
Love this.
Yeah.
All right, Grace Rembinski.
Sorry is all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like sorry, like sorry. Forgive me. All that you can't say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like forgive me, forgive me. But you can say, baby, baby, can I hold you tonight? Maybe if I told you the right words, oh, at the right time, you'd be mine. I love you. Is all that you can't say. Years gone by and still words don't come
clap, but it wouldn't make enough noise. I mean, it deserves more applause than that. A classic from the debut Tracy Chapman album, which also included the song that's more often covered, Fast Car, and talking about a revolution, but not as many people take on that beautiful song. Neil Diamond did it, I think, on one of his albums, if I remember correctly. But your version is good as Tracy's, quite honestly.
Thank you.
That's seriously, you handled that song really well. Beautifully done. Anyway, so Grace Rembinski is my guest today on Acoustic Alternatives, the podcast from the Grove Studios. And many of the guests that I've interviewed in my many years of doing interviews have a bit more history than you do. I have had a few younger folks. Alison Albrecht, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. She's just a little bit older than you are, but also has a similar story to yours. And she was quite young the first time I had her as a guest. But it sounds like you do have a little bit more history to dig into than I think, despite your age. Like you've been... Singing is not just a new thing for you, but 10 plus years at least, probably, right?
I don't have that many years, but
All
many years of living, but I've been doing singing. I've been singing for a lot of them.
Did I read that you wrote a song when you were 2?
Yeah. I mean, if you could call it a song. Yeah. But I was always just mumbling, saying random stuff. I was still writing songs since I was tiny.
When did you write your actual first song that you still think about playing every now and then? Clearly not that one.
Oh, yeah, probably not. I wrote a song, actually, I was a co-writer on a song when I was 11 or 12. I think I was turning 12. It's a song about bullying, which was really, like, real for me at the time. I don't play it out at all. It was my first, like, real writing experience with people, like, co-write and everything. That was my first one. Really, but yeah, I've done a few by myself. I've written with other people, but that was my first real tune.
That's still pretty impressive at that age. I mean, I know that when I was younger, I would write my feelings out, being a big music fan, but not a performer. I would write them out in poem form, thinking they were songs, because I would think in song.
Yeah.
But I'm not a musician, so there's a whole folder, and this giant Rush Moving Pictures folder, which has these handwritten lyrics of me as a teenager, which are all silly and embarrassing, and girl broke up with me, a girl I have a crush on, stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a lot of notebooks from when I was younger of just. It started off with poetry, but then I would write songs, but they'd be like 4 pages long, like a novel of how sad I am.
Bob
But I was
Dylan.
like 8.
Yeah. Oh no.
So dramatic.
Tell me you're better now.
Oh, for sure.
Your life seems to be going pretty well. We'll get into that. Tell me a little bit about you're playing one of your grandfather's guitars. Tell me about how he inspired you to pick up the guitar.
Since I was born, he's always been a big inspiration for me for music. He was the one that really. I always loved music, but he's the one that made me. Like, I got into guitar because of him. So I wasn't really thinking about learning any instruments. I loved to sing, but I didn't think far enough as to learning instruments or everything. But yeah, he had a ton of guitars in his house, and growing up, that's always what I remember doing, was going over to his house and right to the guitar room, sit down and hold them all and fiddle around, pretend like I was playing something. But yeah, that really just woke something up in me. It just was exciting.
Did he teach you guitar? Did you take lessons, or did you teach yourself?
He tried to teach me. I don't know. It didn't work out.
No.
But I started taking lessons, yeah. Took lessons at, I think I was 12. So when I first started doing, like, the writing, like, seriously writing and playing out, I started learning. I took lessons for a little while. And then I just started going home and learning songs with the basic chords I had. And sort of built off of that.
You told me how many guitars he has. Was he in a band, I assume?
No, he wasn't.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So he just played himself.
Grandpa?
I know, seriously.
Seriously, yeah. Get out there and do something
Rock
with it.
and roll.
Did he ever want to be in a band? I mean, I'm sure you've asked him these
sure.
questions. You never asked
I
him?
never asked him.
He's probably watching.
Most likely, yes.
Respond in the comments, Grandpa, because people can comment on the Facebook page there. I'm curious to know why you decided not to pursue the band thing. I mean, I have my lame excuse for why I never played guitar. This is very weird for video, but I can do this with my pinky finger because I had 6 fingers on this hand. And so the first guitar chord somebody tried to teach me said, put your pinky over here. And I couldn't because this pinky doesn't go there unless I physically move it by grabbing it.
That'd be interesting. That'd be cool.
Well, then everyone tells me
Unique.
it is, but if I'd had the sixth finger, then I probably would have gone piano, maybe guitar. That would have been interesting. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, irrelevant. Okay, so I'm going to ask your young opinion. What is your opinion? Is a good singing voice a gift, or is it something that can be learned? Because you have a gift, but maybe you learned it. I mean, maybe you took voice lessons. I don't know. To me, you don't sound like your age, and that's a gift in itself.
Yeah, I've always sang, like I said, but I started taking voice lessons when I started getting serious about it. Well, I wasn't very serious about it. I did a competition in Canton called Canton Idol. So it's American Idol, but the small thing.
Sure.
So I took lessons for that because I really wanted to get better. But I think you can learn anything. If you really put your mind to it and your heart into it, you can be amazing at whatever you try to do. But yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing.
Somebody once told me that I could take lessons and learn to sing properly, but I've heard myself sing. It's not good. It's not good. I mean, I've recorded myself singing just to see how bad it is, because you can't really hear yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, nope, there's nothing here. There's nothing to nurture here. Why would I even bother? So, I mean, I still think it's a natural gift that people get. My opinion. This is my opinion. That's why I asked your opinion.
Yeah.
It's a natural gift that people get, and maybe it's nurtured in one way or another. So I'm just interested to know that you did have a little bit of lessons going on, but you
Yeah.
obviously came out screaming and singing it too. So
Oh, yeah.
clearly you were ready to go. So the Canton Idol that you won at age 12,
Yes.
what song did you sing? Do you remember?
I sang 3 songs. I sang Just When I Needed You Most by Dolly Parton. And my final song was The Man I Love by Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, and there's one in the middle. You don't remember?
I think it was The Sound of Music. I might have been The Sound of Music. I did it 3 years, so it's a little
Okay,
hazy.
so it's only 5 years ago. Now come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm not the
Just When I Needed You Most in my head is a 70s hit by Randy Van Wormer. Is it the
Yes.
same song? Same song.
Yep.
Okay. I'm like, oh, it's a pretty intense song for a 12-year-old.
Oh, sure is. So is The Man I Love. I mean, I was singing it and I was like, this
yeah.
is a...
Yeah, it's a
Not me.
Gershwin tune, right?
Yes.
Yeah, God, that's a great song. Good choices. Are there videos of those?
There are on YouTube. If you dig deep enough,
If I
there
dig
are.
deep enough? All right. I'll have to dig into that, gracerembinski.com, and follow the links to the Facebook, to the YouTube page. Do you want to do another song?
Sure.
What would you like to do?
I can do... I'm going to do one I wrote, actually.
Please. I would love to hear something you've written. What's
That I'm working on in Nashville. This is the first song I've written, like, top to bottom, really worked on it myself.
Mhm.
So
What's it called?
I think it might change. It might change. California or Cold in California. I might change it. I'm not sure yet.
I'll offer my opinion if you want it. After I hear it.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Let me take my mask off so I don't suffocate myself. Sitting bars, drinking, talk real slow. It starts getting hard to see through all the smoke. We try too hard just to fall apart. We act like we do, but we don't. Just think like the rest, yeah, that'll be best. We say we will, but we won't. I tell my family that I feel great, but I hurt all the time. I tell my friends that I'm okay, but I'm really good at lying. If miracles are for movies and point the camera right to me, I got memories from a song I wish I never played. Crawling down the boulevard, I'm not there yet, but I'll try real hard. Damn, it's cold in California. Damn, it's cold in California. Driving me insane on the 1080 for nowhere. They'll sit you down, crush your dreams, tell you to take care. We joke about drugs and dying. It hurts like hell, but we're trying. We sell ourselves and our souls not to go back home. I tell my family that I feel great, but I hurt all the time. I tell my friends that I'm okay, but I'm really good at lying. If miracles are for movies and point the camera right to me, I got memories
Break the mirrors, cut the tape, don't ever let them see your face. Broken bottles, shattered glass to hide the pain. Drowning in my misery to join fake corporate royalty. Damn near cold in California. Your lies won't kill in California. I tell my family that I feel great, but I hurt all the time. I tell my friends that I'm okay, but here we're good at lying. If miracles are for movies, then point the camera and tell me you got memories from a song I wish I never played. Crawling down the boulevard, I'm not there yet, but I'll try real hard. Damn, it's cold in California. Damn, it's cold in California. Damn, it's cold in California.
Holy crap, is that good?
Thank you.
Seriously, that is good. I've heard a lot of songs, and I hope that my opinion means something to you, but yeah, that's a keeper.
Thank you.
And Cold in California is actually better than California because A, you say it a lot, and B, I can think of about 10 songs whose song title is California.
California, yeah.
So go with Cold in California.
All right. Will
Excellent.
do.
Excellent work.
Thank you.
First fully done song yourself. Grace Rembinski's in the studios here at Grove, and it's Acoustic Alternatives, a podcast newly branded today, and I'm excited to have this young up-and-coming star in the studio with me today. Our first meeting. We've never met before. We live essentially like 5 miles from each other, probably, which is, not likely to meet otherwise. We don't have a lot in common, other than occasionally I am in your high school. I'll tell you about that. Well, every now and then, yeah. I'll tell you about that off the air. We'll talk about that. So I was chatting with my friend Jeff Phillips, who knows you from your bookings that you've done at Ironwood Grill.
Yeah.
He's seen you there, and I wonder how bookings develop for somebody your age, because it seems like playing in a bar at your age just doesn't, well, I don't know. It doesn't happen normally.
Yeah.
Tell me about how that developed.
Yeah. So we have a really close family friend that owns a few restaurants in downtown Plymouth. And so we were over at his house one night, and I was always, whenever we would have a get-together with friends, family, doesn't matter, I'd be singing.
What a surprise.
A requirement. I'd
Yeah.
be singing. But yeah, we started talking about it, and he asked, like, would you want to start doing that? And I was like, absolutely. But yeah, I started doing that when I was about 13 or 14.
What? Come on.
Yeah. So playing in bars with people, learning music, doing all this. So, I mean, it's awesome. I love doing it. Absolutely love doing it. But that's sort of how it started. And then once I started playing at those places in Plymouth, I would start playing everywhere else. People would come and hear me and be like, oh, I do this, I do that, I'm here. And so I started booking more and more.
Have you done any proper listening room type shows where you're not sitting in front of a bar of people talking and not really paying attention to you? Have you done like Trinity House or smaller venues like that yet?
No, I have not.
That needs to happen
Yeah.
because people need to actually like pay attention to you. Because clink, drink, hey, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she's pretty good. That doesn't do you any justice, really, because what you're doing in front of me is, I'm excited about what I'm hearing, and I want people to pay attention. So I feel bad for you having to perform in front of guys who are probably shouting over you so they can hear each other and not paying attention. So
I mean, it's most of the time, I mean, since it is like a bar atmosphere, restaurant atmosphere, I've actually done a few outdoor things that have been more, like I did the Wixom Block Party.
okay,
I did Liberty Fest. I think I was 13 for that. I did that, which was more
yeah.
like engagement with the crowd and everything, which was horrifying
Oh no.
when I first started doing that. But yeah, I love the energy of the bar and everything, especially like when people start getting into stuff or
Good.
lost for stuff. But yeah, it's different than having people sit and actually listen.
So you're not distracted by all that.
No.
Because that'll come in handy when you are performing in a listening room. You're probably scared at first because oh my God, they're actually paying attention
Yeah,
to me.
exactly. They're
But get
looking at me.
But get over that because you have talent and people need to pay attention. So
Thank you.
keep at it. Keep going.
Yes, yes.
So who have you collaborated with at this point in your career? I know that you've been in the studio doing something with that song you just played, but who are you working with on your music stuff?
I have done a lot of co-writes and projects and working on stuff with local artists.
Anybody I've heard of?
I'm not sure. Plymouth Rock Recording Company in the studio in downtown Plymouth. I've done some stuff there, like videos. I've written some things, and a few people my age, I've been writing stuff with. So I'm trying to do as much as I can with as many people I can.
Yeah.
So at Nashville, I'm with Mucho Love, so we could get a lot of writes down there. Work with those guys in there. So yeah.
I was going to ask you about that next, actually.
Yeah.
You can't see my notes, but that's the net. Tell me about the Nashville thing. Tell me about the Mucho Love thing. Tell me about that.
So the first time I went down there, I was, again, in the 11, 12, like right on that edge of 12. And I went down there, and I would come down every few months just to talk to the guys, and then we wrote the one song I told you about, the bullying song. And so over the period of 5 years, I'd go down there every few months, write, meet new people, record stuff, just learn what's going on, absorb it all. And then in August, I signed a publishing contract with them. So I'm a songwriter, signed songwriter with them, and we're working on me as like an artist, so trying to do the whole artist thing as well.
So you actually have a manager, if I remember reading that correctly.
Yes.
Somebody who's making sure that you're not being taken advantage of, I hope, because that can happen very easily at your age.
I got mom manager up here.
Yep.
So my mom's my manager, then Ray Horton is like my manager.
He also happens to be a Plymouth Canton graduate
Yes.
as well. I read
Yes.
that as well. Like, oh, that's cool. Nice to keep it in the family, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it does well for you, because again, I'm hearing a pretty special talent, and I think people will know the name Grace Rembinski soon enough. If they don't, not that I think you need to, but have you thought about making your stage name something a little easier to remember? Not that Rembinski's that hard to pronounce, but
Yeah, that's actually been a topic of discussion recently.
really,
Of changing it, either going with just the first name or doing, my middle name's Diane. I first started with Grace Diane when I was younger, because I was like, oh, it's got a better ring to it than Grace Rembinski, because Rembinski is not hard to say, but I mean, to spell and to remember, sometimes it can get a little,
I'm worried about people remembering it.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with the question.
yeah, but I think I might stick to the full name for now,
Yeah.
and just see where everything goes, where I get taken, and I might change it in the future, but for now, I think I'm sticking with
Just a
the middle
thought.
name.
Just a thought. Well, the publishing deal sounds like a pretty cool opportunity for somebody your age. How did that come about?
Like I said, was down there. I've been going back and forth 5 years working with them. So I think that was one of my like biggest goals. So I mean, it's a dream come true.
They discovered you how, though?
From Canton Idol.
Oh,
Yes. So I was singing, and an email was sent to Ray about me, and just being like, here's a video of her, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, like she's little, could be a phase, because, I mean, I get that, absolutely.
you understand.
But, so they didn't know quite if they wanted to start doing stuff and working with me because of how young I was. But as time went on, they were getting sent more stuff and started seeing more and hearing more that I've done, and they're like, okay. So I started going down there, and
There's something to work with now.
yeah.
That's cool. We were talking about live performances a minute ago. I meant to ask you your most memorable live performance that you've had so far.
Most memorable.
You performing and just getting something out of that day, like went home going, wow, that was the best.
I played at the local in Nashville. I played at a songwriter's night. That was surreal. Absolutely surreal. I mean, that's the first thing like that I've done down there. And just like playing in Nashville, just as it is, was insane. And that was people were sitting, like listening. So that was amazing. And then I also think there was a bar night, actually. I was playing, and I was playing some songs and everything, and everybody was like singing along, and
Really?
standing up and dancing and yelling. I mean, that was like,
That got
I
your
don't
heart
know.
pumping.
oh yeah, like the energy off of that and that feeling, I was like, this is awesome.
That's cool. Acoustic Alternatives today, Grace Rembinski is the guest in the studio. I'm going to have Grace do another song before we talk a bit more. What would you like to do now?
All right, I'm actually gonna do a song that is coming out November 27th
Good.
for Black Friday, when I recorded with Mucha Love. I did not write this one. It was written by a woman named Nikki Williams and then Mark McGuinn, who works in Mucha Love as well.
Okay. What's it called?
It's called Love Yourself.
Mask off. Put on the dress, damn, you look good. Don't you worry about nothing, you good girl. Girl, you looking fly, don't be shy, 'cause everybody's checking you out tonight, girl. Girl, you know what you gotta do. All you gotta do is believe in your magic. All you gotta do is believe that you're beautiful. And love yourself inside out. Break through walls, you don't need to be perfect. Let yourself shine, you know you deserve it. Darling, you're worth it. So love yourself inside out. Love yourself inside out. Love yourself inside out. Inside out. Love yourself inside out. Strutting those stilettos like a runway model. A little bit of confidence goes a long way, girl. Girl, get a little mama, hold your head high. You know you gotta trust her tonight, girl. Girl, you know what you gotta do. All you gotta do is believe in your magic. All you gotta do is believe that you're beautiful. And love yourself inside out. Break through walls, you don't need to be perfect. Let yourself shine, you know you deserve it. Darling, you're worth it. So love yourself inside out. Love yourself inside out. Love yourself inside out. Inside out. Love yourself inside out.
Nice. Grace Rembinski's in studio here. Acoustic Alternatives live from the Grove Studios and a brand new song, Love Yourself. Something I've been trying to learn how to do again because I've been a little self-loathing the last 6 or 8 months of my life. And that's some good advice. Even though I'm not a girl, I was taking what you were singing.
Hey, it's anybody.
Yeah.
For everybody.
I was trying to take to what you were singing to heart either way. And if I may offer my opinion between the 2 songs you just did, I think that one doesn't stand alone as well as your. It's a good song. I think that one's going to lend itself better to a recording arrangement than a live acoustic performance. Where your song, if you just recorded it acoustic like that, it would stand out just as much as fully produced and over like so. Compliments to your songwriting. That's what I'm trying to say. So one of the things I also noticed about you is that there's no label, which is a good thing. How do you feel about somebody trying to label you as like a country artist or a pop artist? Or like, I don't think there is one for you because you don't have a style.
Yeah, I don't either, which is strange. But yeah, I'm sort of just going with the artist thing. I don't know what genre. I don't know if I want a genre.
Does there need to be one?
So I don't think so. Not really. And especially like with music nowadays, I feel like there's so much like versatility and you can mix everything and anything together.
Yeah.
So I've tried to write songs that would fall into any genre, but a lot of them have been a mixture of different things. I've been sort of experimenting with different sounds, different genres, but I think I just want to be sort of anywhere.
Grace Rembinski, artist.
Yeah, Grace Rembinski. Yeah.
I was doing stuff in my office today, and I basically just let your YouTube channel play while I was there, and The Killers, Tracy Chapman, Fleetwood Mac, Bill Withers, Green Day, Stone Temple Pilots, Zach Brown Band. I mean, like, these bands don't necessarily have a lot in common other than you. So, like, trying to looking at your guitar case, I see Kiss, and I see, the Beatles, and I see Nirvana. I mean, again, it's like, where do I stick you? I don't think I need to stick you anywhere other than good music, Grace Rembinski.
A little all over the place.
Have you ever counted how many songs you actually know how to play? I mean, like, you know so many different things just based on what I've watched. I imagine you've got like 100 others that you know how to play too.
Yeah, I have an iPad that has all the guitar chords and tabs on them for all my gigs and everything.
Yeah.
I'm at about 220.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
impressive.
But there's also some that I don't know how to play and sing. Like I have pianos, things I've done, stuff like that. So yeah, 220-ish.
It's good.
A lot.
That's pretty
Don't have
impressive.
them all memorized.
That was
But-
that was actually another question. Like, how easy is it for you to remember lyrics to songs that you didn't write?
I think it depends on the song, especially if it makes me feel a certain way, like depending on the song too. It's easy to remember. It's kind of like a story. Like if people tell you like a nursery rhyme or story, something like that, I kind of equate it to that sometimes. So I'll listen to a song and I'll play it a couple times reading the lyrics, and then after a while it just becomes like a storyline. So I just kind of roll through with that, and the chords just are behind it.
When you sang "Baby, Can I Hold You," I felt like you were like in that song with me. I've felt like that song before. I know what that song feels like because I've been there, and I felt like, how does she know how that feels? She's 17. That's not. I hope you haven't felt that already, but gosh, you embodied it. You did a great job. So,
Thank you.
remembering lyrics to me would be fun. I mean, I know so many songs that I've heard and own, but how many of them do I know every word to? Gosh, I have no idea. I don't know that there's that many.
Yeah.
Considering how many songs I've heard in my life. I wonder if remembering lyrics is a skill that you have that also translates into you being a good student, because there's a fair amount of memorization when you're a student as well. Does it translate? Are you a good memorization for stuff you're not as interested in as music? Shh, don't tell your teachers.
I know. It could be worse, but I mean, I think I'm pretty good. Like, I've always been, like, on track in school. I feel like balancing everything is important, so I've really tried to focus on making sure I'm not, like, I'm in it 100% for each of them. Like, I don't want to fall behind in school or give that up, because that's one thing. I made a promise to myself and my family and everybody else. I'm finishing high school. I'm going to go out strong. I'm going to do this. So, yeah, I mean, the lyrics and the memorizing, yeah, I think they kind of do go together.
Can I give you a little reality dose? You're really, really good, but so are a lot of other people.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't make it? Do you have a plan? Do you have I'm interested in neuroscience. I'm just making something up. Is there something else that you'd like to do if this doesn't work? I'm not saying it's not going to work, but what if it doesn't work?
I don't know. I love cooking, so maybe culinary school,
Ooh.
another art. Maybe
Combine
I'll swap the two. Yeah.
music and art. You could
Yeah.
have a cooking book, a cookbook that has music in it.
Yeah. Have a cooking show and sing and be
Yes.
whipping up stuff.
You would be a great host of a cooking show that
Yeah.
has a singer. I would watch that.
Yeah. So I think that would be my next.
Your next love.
Yeah.
Opening a restaurant where there's music and good food.
Absolutely. Good
All right.
music, good food.
Okay, good. I'm glad you have a plan of some sort, because
Never know.
I'm a lot older than you, and I still don't have a plan. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So I wish I could figure it out, and soon. And so does everybody around me. That would be really nice. Anyway, what is next for you? What is the next big thing? You're releasing the single on November 27th, and then
Yes. And then it's just going to be more song releases, and then an EP, and hopefully from there just growing more and more and more. Just trying to get out there more and become a successful artist. I think that's
let's assume by the time the EP is, I'm just hypothetical here.
Mm-hmm.
By the time the EP is out, we're back performing in venues. We're performing in restaurants, and you can actually like push your stuff in addition to playing the covers that people are used to hearing you play.
yeah.
What do you think? You maybe have not been asked this by your management, but about a physical copy of your EP. Do you think it's necessary in 2021? We're already jump ahead a year.
Yeah. I think, believe it or not, it's coming back. I'm not going to lie. But it could be a phase. But I think, yeah, I would love to have physical copies, because digital is ginormous. Everybody does digital everything.
Yep.
But physical copies, yeah, I would like to.
I'll give you a good reason. People come see you and they want something to remember you by and something for you to sign as you're
Yeah.
leaving. They're going to have a physical CD. Even if they don't have a player, they might still buy one if it's $5 and 5 songs, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They want to support you. It's one way they can do it, and they get your autograph and they feel good
Definitely.
about it, and you feel good about it.
Definitely.
Just a piece of advice. My guest today on Acoustic Alternatives, Grace Rembinski, gracerembinski.com for more information. More information about Grove Studios, please look them up if you're looking for a place to have a band practice, do a podcast. If you're a DJ, you want to practice, this is a really cool space, and I'm really grateful for them for letting me use their studios, which are beautiful, and Rick and the team are excellent people, and I'm excited to be on board with them. Grace, why don't we do one more song, and then I'm sure since tomorrow's a school night, you probably have stuff that you're supposed to be doing instead of this. You'd rather be doing this, wouldn't you? I'd rather sit here with you all night and listen to you sing, quite honestly, but I'm trying to respect your time, too. One more song. What would you like to do?
Right. I think something a little different. I'm going to do a Radiohead song.
Whoa. Mind blown.
It's called Fake Plastic Trees.
Love it.
It's off the Bends, which is
The second
album. It's one of my favorite songs. I love that album to death. But, yeah, I like the song a lot.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna do this one.
All right, take the mask off. We're learning.
I know, we're learning. Last song, I finally got it. Get out of drop D. That'd be good.
You and your fancy terms.
Plastic watering can from a fake Chinese rubber man in the fake plastic earth. That she bought from a rubber man. Town full of rubber plants to get rid of itself, but it wears her out. It wears her out. It wears her out. With the broken man, a cracked polystyrene man who just crumbles and burns. He used to do surgery. Girls in the 80s, but gravity always wins. But it wears them out. It wears them out. It wears them out. Like the real thing. She tastes like the real thing. A fake plastic love. And I can't help the feeling I could blow through the ceiling, fly just turn and run. But it wears me out. It wears me out. It wears me out. It wears me out. And if I could be who you wanted, and if I could be who you wanted all the time, all the time.
Wow. I've heard a lot of covers of that, and again, brilliantly done. You kind of put your own touch on that.
Thank you.
You rephrased some of the way the vocal. It's nice. I just heard a version of that in my ears while I was clearing leaves yesterday by Matt Nathanson. He does it on a live album he released this year, and I like the way he used. I've really never heard a bad cover of that song, quite
Yeah.
honestly. But
I love that song.
well done. Favorite albums of all time? Name a couple.
Oh, that's hard.
I'm sorry. What about current favorite albums?
I don't.
Are you an albums person or just a singles person?
I don't know. I mean, there's been some singles. I think they're all older. So Purple by Stone Temple Pilots. Love.
Interesting. Would not have expected that.
Yeah. The Bends. Love. What else?
Like you don't have one you go to when you're in a mood, right?
It depends on the mood.
You're sad. What do you put on?
Depends on the mood. I'm sad. What do I put on? It's got to be Radiohead.
Mm.
Because, I mean, I can get sad.
You're happy. You want to dance around the room.
Dance around the room. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. These aren't supposed to be hard questions. You're a music
know.
lover.
I know.
You know 220 songs off the top of your head.
Oh, I don't really know an
Okay.
album that I put on. I don't know.
What's your favorite song to cover then?
Favorite song to cover? That's another tough one. I mean, it's got to be. I love doing like alternative rock songs. The rock songs are making them.
Not.
Hot.
Right.
Yeah. So I do a lot of Nirvana covers, like their whole discography. I think all the
Nice.
albums I love, like Bleach and Utero, Just Decide, and Nevermind, are really they're up there for me. So I feel like I don't have a specific song I like to cover, but
Okay.
just that idea of taking a song and making it not
Well,
that.
one day I look forward to seeing you perform somewhere. Since you're performing right in the town I live near,
Yeah.
I should make sure that I come see you. But that's not happening right now.
Yeah.
Do you have any gigs booked at all?
I do. I've been doing weekends, and it's supposed to be nice this weekend, so I'm playing outside in downtown Plymouth.
Oh, good.
But I've been doing restaurants. It's been strange. I'm so glad. I'm happy that I'm able to be out and singing because that little period of time where we were all locked up is torture.
Yeah.
And doing like live streams on Facebook and stuff, I love doing that as well. But it's not the same. Like just looking at a screen and being in a room with people and feeling the energy and looking people in their eyes and stuff. It's totally different. But yeah, I've been doing weekends and some weeknights at restaurants and bars, trying to keep up with that.
If people want to find out more about that,
I have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, official Grace Rembinski, gracerembinski.com, Grace Rembinski YouTube. I think, yeah.
lots
that's
of
all them.
things.
Lots of things.
I'm honored that you spent some time with me today. I know good things are ahead for you. There's really not a question in my mind. You'll succeed in some way, shape, or form. The backup plan thing's just a good idea, just in case.
Yeah.
But thank you again for spending time with me
Honored to
today,
be here.
Grace.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. We're wrapping it up today. Acoustic Alternatives. I haven't officially booked my next guest yet, but I've been in talks with somebody. So keep an eye on the Grove Studios page, and we will let you know who that is. And have a great rest of your day. I'd like to say go blue, but that might not be appropriate.